G'day folks, Lone Mojo here with another quick video to show you where to find the different metals in Valheim. Before we get to the guide, if you find this video useful, please feel free to like and subscribe to the channel, and that'll really help us out. Now, let's go get some metal. Metal in Valheim acts as a kind of gatekeeper for content, and will be available to find once you've defeated the first boss. First up, we have copper, which you can find in the Black Forest. You'll be able to identify it because it will have a sort of gold vein running through it. There are a couple of techniques for mining copper, and the effectiveness of them is up for debate. First is to simply smash away at it with your pickaxe until the copper is retrieved. The alternative is to try and dig out the earth from underneath the copper and make it crumble without any support. For those daring enough, you can also try and attract a troll. When he tries to attack you, if he misses and hits the copper node, it will damage it, which can lead to it breaking and you being able to collect the ore. Obviously, this is pretty risky. One important thing to note with all metals, including copper, is that it can't be transported through a teleporter. So if you find metal a long way from home, you're going to have to cart it all the way back. The other metal that you'll be able to find in the Black Forest is tin. Tin can be found on either the riverbanks or on the shoreline, and looks kind of like a shiny stone, and won't appear as large nodes like copper, but instead smaller little rocks along the river. The last metal that you can create before you fight the second boss is bronze. Now, this one isn't actually mined in the same sense, instead it is crafted back at home. To do this, you're going to need 2 copper and 1 tin ingots, and this will create a single bronze ingot. The next metal we're going to look at is iron, and to make iron you're going to need to find scrap iron. Now in order to find this, you're going to need to have defeated the second boss. This will give you a swamp key, and this can be used to unlock sunken crypts within the swamp. In these crypts you'll find muddy scrap piles which you can harvest using a pickaxe and will deliver you scrap iron. If you've defeated the third boss, you'll also have acquired a thing called a wishbone. With this equipped while you're running around the swamp, you may get pings that will lead you to scrap metal as well. Next up, we're going to the mountains, so bring your warm gear. The first one we're going to look at is Obsidian, which, while technically not a metal, we're going to class it as one for the purpose of this video. Now you're going to need an iron pickaxe for this one, so you're going to need to do an upgrade. And similar to tin, you'll be able to find obsidian in rocks and stones about the mountain place. You're looking for something like shiny black glass. The second metal in the mountains, however, is a bit harder to find, and you're going to need to equip the wishbone for this. We're looking for silver. And with the wishbone equipped, your character will ping a colour depending on how close they are to the source. That ping will get faster and faster the closer you get, and eventually you're going to be able to dig up a vein of silver. And for the last metal that you can actually use currently, we're looking for black metal. So you're going to want to head over to the plains biome, which is effectively the last active biome in the game currently. And unlike other metals, you're not going to be digging this one out of the ground. Instead, you can get them from either killing fullings or finding chests in their villages. It's also worth noting that black metal can't be processed through your standard smelter. You'll need to create a blast furnace to do this. Now there is one other metal in the game, however, it's not usable currently. This is intended for future release, and it's called Flam Metal. And this can be found way down south in the Ashlands, the very bottom of the map. Flame metal can be processed in your blast furnace, but as I said, it's not usable for anything just yet. So the devs of Valheim have a lot of content planned coming soon. But this video should give you all the information you need to know on how to find all the metals currently available in the game. But have I missed anything? Maybe you've got a great way of farming metals that I haven't covered. If that's the case, pop the comments below, and until next time, keep gaming.